Heidi ho, Claytos! I'm Remnite, your colorful dough light, and today we're going to be reviewing Fashion Dreamer. Fashion Dreamer is a fashion dress-up game developed by Sophia and published by Marvelous and Xceed Games. It was released for the Nintendo Switch on November 3rd, 2023. You probably recognize the name Sophia as being the gaming studio that developed the extremely popular Style Savvy franchise over the years. If you don't know what Style Savvy is, well, Style Savvy is also known as Style Boutique in the PAL region and as Wagamama Fashion Girls Mode in Japan. And it's also a fashion game developed by Sophia and published by Nintendo. The franchise began with its first release of Style Savvy in 2008 for Japan, 2009 for other regions, and was made for the DS. And it seemed to conclude with Style Savvy Styling Star in 2017 and was released on the 3DS. But I mean conclude as in we didn't hear anything else about, was there going to be any continuation of a game, any kind of development of something relating back to what we love so much about Style Savvy. But 2023, we got a Fashion Dreamer, and for some people, even though it is developed by Sophia, and even though people had this expectation that it was going to be like essentially another Style Savvy type of game, it did not really meet anyone's expectations. And there are a lot of reasons for this. It has a lot to do with, at least in my opinion, people probably having the same expectations for what they felt nostalgic for those Style Savvy games when they came out for them as kids, as opposed to what would probably be considered more popular and relevant now. Does that mean that I think that what came out is actually, a picture perfect idea of what you would want in a fashion dress-up game for today? Not necessarily, but I can both see people's criticisms and I can see people's praise from having played it myself. So what I would like to do today is to just jump on in to show you some of my gameplay as I go through it, and hopefully y'all will have a lot of fun with that. So give me just a moment and I will pop over back into playing the game. Alright, we're getting started with the game, although I want to make a quick note that I am not actually playing and talking at the same time. This is a voiceover of footage that I pretty much recorded on my Switch and put together. I don't have a capture card, so this is a ton of 30-second clips just sort of put together. But the last time I was playing, I had actually gotten pretty far. I made it to Cocoon Fun, which has a lot of fanciful, whimsical, Alice in Wonderland, Lolita-esque kind of fashion going on. And here I'm just showing off a person's showroom and the outfit that I got from it. What I wanted to say is, for showrooms, pretty much anybody can make it look like anything that they want to. They can have different shelves, different, I guess stands to put things on, different mannequins to put up there, and they can pretty much design it any way that they want to. They can change the music in it, they can change the wallpaper in it. It's very varied, and the really cool part is that you never know what a showroom is going to be like. You never know what the person behind the showroom is going to really look like. You can look by going to seeing their profile, and it could be something completely different than what you would assume or associate to the theme that they have presented for their showroom, but that's just what it is. And the cool part I think about going to showrooms is you can follow another person from there as well. You can see what their interests are. You can see what their favorite style is. You can pretty much see a lot of things about them as a person as they're playing this game, and what it is that they like designing and coming up with. And it's also from all over the world. That is a person from somewhere in Japan, I assume. And that's just really cool to know that you can connect with other people in so many ways. You can give them stamps that are likes, you can give them stamps that say thank you, you can pretty much add them to your world of connection by following them so that you can keep up with their content and see their showrooms in what's considered a stream of sorts, because this is kind of their take on an influencer, like streaming their content and like streaming, you know, what is going on for them at the moment. And this was one of my favorites. Absolutely, I adore this room. I think it is so cute. They did such a wonderful job with it. I think I pretty much did a lot of getting the clothes from here. I got a ton of them that I desperately wanted. And even though I'm a very like colorful like person for my, you know, avatar here with my model, in real life I don't dress like this, but I would if I could. I dress like whatever I feel comfortable in at the moment, and for me it's usually a lot of darker colors, a lot more gothy, punky, grungy kind of look, but in reality I would dress like anything because I enjoy trying new things. Here is definitely a fashion style that I don't typically do in real life and don't know if I could even really pull off, but it's fun to put a, you know, muse or, you know, your player character into this and giving it a shot, you know? It's just interesting. But, you know, I pretty much enjoy this kind of, you know, feature in the game. I just think it's nice. You never know what you're going to look at. Sometimes you can walk past something and you're not even sure if it is actually a clothing item or, you know, for you to get, or at least for me when I was playing, like, I didn't know what was for me or what was just a, like, decoration. And here I am redecorating, well, no, here I am getting a person's outfit because I did think their outfit was cute and I wanted it. And I followed them and wanted to see their profile. And I think once I back out, I'm probably going to be designing their outfit for them in like just a second. Let's see. Is that what I'm gonna do? Yep. Okay. No, I'm not. But I wanted to also show this, I guess. So you can see what another person has on them. You can see what it is that they have made their muse look like. So you can try to have it on yourself if you want to give it a try. You can change even like your muse's like actual features. I think like you can change it to something different, like they can have a different mouth structure, nose structure, face structure, and I think that's like, it's funny because it's like instant plastic surgery almost, to look different. And also you can see what player characters or other players' muses are saying for like what they like as you're talking to them, so you can have that idea of what it is that you want to, you know, implement to how you're gonna style them and design them. And I took the note of the fact that the person's muse said they really like the color black, and I just kind of went with it. I like to just draw people, I like to design other people's muses in whatever feels right at the moment for me in order to achieve that look that I think would look best on them. For what I'm recommending. Also, when you do that, depending on if you hit all the marks, you can get coins, or you can get gotcha tickets, you can get influence, hearts, things like that. Here I'm just putting myself in my own outfit because I think I was wearing a recommended outfit at that time. I think this is one that I put on myself. I don't know. I might be wrong, but I go into photo mode because I wanted to show that part off. You can go take pictures of yourself in different poses. Later in the video we'll see me like buying photo items, but I didn't use photo items in this particular photo shoot. Pretty much whenever you use a photo item, it's a consumable, so like you use it once and it's gone, which is why it's really valuable to get those coins to be able to get it, because like real life you're not going to be using or reusing a prop unless you, I don't know, if it's not a decayable prop or something like that. Anyway, there's lots of other filters and focus and blur effects that you can do to kind of give it that look that you're wanting to do. You can just really play around with it. Just be as goofy as you want to be. Just make it look however you want it to look, and it, will be fun for you. Just to see. I wish that there was more of thing to let you take repetitive pictures in one go instead of just you take the picture and you have to move on to framing it and I guess deciding to deco it out if you want to, kind of like a puripura situation where you can add little stickers and things like that on there. But it's still pretty nice. I enjoy it. I don't know if I use the vertical feature that much. I personally have it on my main views, but that's me. Let's see. And from there, like I said, it's funny, I think I should have bought the consumable first before going to do the photo, but it's whatever. And taking photos can be in pretty much any place that you want it to be. You can, go to any place either to take a screenshot of how your views looks, or you can just, go to a little, I guess, photo stand, I guess that's what you call it. And here I'm looking at, or I was looking at briefly what the person recommended to me, and this shows like my level and what my brand level is. It's not that high. You don't have to have it surprisingly high, as far as I can tell. Now I'm looking at the Your World section so that I can see all of the muses or other player characters I have encountered, whether I have followed them and dressed them or talked to them once or got a look from them and vice versa. And it can be pretty big. I think this was only maybe a month's worth of me just interacting with other muses. So that's pretty funny. Okay, now we're talking to the NPC. Now NPCs, you get different things from them that you can't get from muses. Very specific things. I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember precisely what, but all I know is that it's better to play in online mode if you can, if you are subscribed to Nintendo Switch to be online, because you get more things that way. But I was playing it just with the NPCs for a hot minute before I actually decided to play and encounter other people's muses. And I will say one thing that I do like about interacting with the other NPC muses is that I never know what they're going to say. I feel like in other games it becomes kind of repetitive and predictable, but that might just be because I'm very, I don't play this every single day. I give myself time spaced away from it. And when you play the game, you can unlock different things, whether it's, unlocking different color palettes, unlocking different fashion items, textures, patterns. And for bingo, whether it's this kind of bingo, or I think there's a bingo where it's only well, not a bingo. Maybe it's you're running through the 3 icons or something like that. I can't really remember. But when I'm playing this, you can either luck out your gacha tickets and I don't tend to do well in this version of doing a gacha. I do better with the other gacha things. And, at least to me, it makes it a little more fun to play the other ones. So this is another player character muse. I've already dressed them. I think I'm just finishing the final touches to kind of put something together for them as best as I can. Whenever you see the connecting button, I think it's just because it takes up a lot of data, and with it doing that, it can cause it to go out of sync for you. Sometimes when you get follows and likes and hearts and stamps and other things, it just kind of goes out of, sync and is a little bit slow. But this is me talking to another NPC. I think I had just finished styling him, actually, so it's really funny. I think he's supposed to be kind of brooding, but I made him very cutesy. And I think I wanted to do pictures with him, but I didn't end up doing that. But that's my main character right there, and it doesn't look like me one-to-one in real life, and I'll get into that later. But I feel like it is a pretty interesting depiction to go with, interesting thing to like try. I'm just sort of showing what it looks like when you start a new muse. In new muses, you can get some presets to get started with, and you can redesign them from there. And they can pretty much look like anything. However, this is one of the things that I think is the issue with the game, or at least how people feel like, it's kind of, like, why do we not have something a little more varied by now? Many people's frustration with Fashion Dreamer and what the preset models look like and what the preset styles and things look like, it still feels very geared towards, I guess, how can I put it? We need more diverse bodies. I think that they did a good job, having, a lot more diverse skin tones and diverse eye shapes and eye colors and some hair textures and hairstyles. But yeah, like at this day and age, why don't we see bodies that are, bigger? And not just bigger in height, because I know somebody is probably going to be like, well, they did add more body types because, hey, look, you can be this tall and you can be this short. But that isn't really what a lot of people mean. Like, that's fine. Like, don't get me wrong. I think that that is probably something that is needed, so that we can at least see that and interact with that and create characters in a fashion dress-up game like that. But one of the main things that we don't see is just some big body. Just show a fat person. Plus size, fat, chubby, whatever you want to call it. Just have that as a body option, But we don't have that in this game, so I can see why people are pretty annoyed by that, and I don't even blame them. But for the most part, for what it is, what it has, with the amount of hairstyles and the amount of, makeup options and fashion options, it's very interesting to see what you can create and, what you can, make yourself as best as you can. It's not something that we really had that much of in the Style Savvy series games. Like, we could do some things, but I can't say that we could do this. And here are the body shape options that they gave us, which to me is literally just like, I don't even know if you could really call it body shape. They should have just said it was, here's your height, but you get to be the exact same weight and never change. But at the end of it, I ended up choosing this. I wanted to make a character that was taller than my character, or a muse that was taller than my character, and try to have a different kind of vibe going on with the kind of fashion that this muse would wear and be like interested in. I do think, like I said, it's a lot of good options for skin tones and for makeup and for the hair and all of that. And I do think even when you want to do the whole none option, like wearing none of it, the characters don't look weird or off-putting from that, which is very good because I was concerned about that. But you can tell that Style Savvy is still in here a little bit. I can see a lot of familiar color palettes that are still present. And I do like that you can wear pretty much anything as far as like your gender is concerned. There's some restrictions due to whatever the models are preset to be able to fit into, but any character can have facial hair, any character can wear makeup, and any character can have any hairstyle. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad that they at least thought enough about the spectrum of gender and gender expression to be inclusive to that. But this is pretty much it. Like, I can see the anime-esque kind of stuff still incorporated into it from Style Savvy, which is adorable and it's cute. I like it, I enjoy it. But aside from that, you know, it is pretty much what it is for the creation of a muse. And I thought it was interesting that they decided to go with calling, you know, the characters like muses, and it's like you're in this digital universe, and this is you just creating that because it's on the nose. It's what a lot of people already do. Whether you're a person like me who likes VTubing or PNG tubing and creating a character to represent you in some sort of way, or maybe be a different kind of persona of yourself. It's interesting how that got incorporated into the development of, you know, this game. And here you can see that you can choose what a muse's style is. You can choose what their favorite colors are. No, I wish they would actually let us tick off more than one color, because I like pretty much a lot of things. I think my favorite color, my favoriteest color is like lime green, but I like a lot of different things. You can also choose what your favorite print style is. You can also have a wish list for what type of outfit you would prefer other people to give to you, or dress you in, make your look it or your fashion outfit for yourself. And that can be helpful to compile your collection a little bit bigger. You can also come up with like a saying, which can also come across as like a vibe that you're giving a person an impression of what to go with to figure out how to style you. I do think that because, again, it's the Switch, it's Sophia, there's a limited number of options that you can actually communicate and say what you really want to say, probably because they don't want people to say something incredibly stupid or ignorant. So you kind of have to just like make it work. But look at the height difference between the Una Muse and my Reese Muse. Like they're one's just teeny and the other one's just like tall. But yeah. Now from what I recall, what I was surprised about when I first made a new Muse was that you don't actually have a different collection of outfits. You share them with the first Muse. I thought that was a little bit, I guess that's fine, but if you were trying to like work at it again, you know, start all over again, I think you have to start all over with a new Switch profile rather than just a, you know, hey, you made a new character like you do in a new game. That bugged me a little, but I sort of just let that go. What I decided to do is just hop onto the new Muse and try to get as many recommended trend style outfits. A lot of these are from players who've made them themselves. Depending on, you know, what is next to the character, you will see like, did a character, you know, a person make that for their Muse, or is it just something that is, you know, you're given it from the game. Now that section that I was at there is what's considered the most popular items, and this person, and I think they have like another counterpart, will never wear a look-it from you. You can never design a look-it for them or for the other person. They're only going to wear like what's popular right now, even if it doesn't seem to really match or seem cohesive. That's their fashion style pretty much, which I thought that was kind of cool for them to do. I make a choice to grab everything. I don't know if there's an inventory limit on how much you can actually have. I know in other style savvy games that there was an inventory limit for how much you could have in the store and how much you could like have in your room, I think, and other like styles and stuff for yourself or whatever. But what I wanted to talk about this is that there's so many differences between this and the style savvy games, from the presentation, from the dialogue, from, you know, the kind of options that are available to dress your character. But overall, there's the sense and the mood of it that's different too. Like this is very, you know, influence culture, by, you know, what is trendy right now, but in the sense of like, you know, who do you have like a following with, and who are you trying to garner an audience and attention from? Like, That's what I'm getting from it. And from here, like, this is like the trend forecast. And I don't know how accurate it is. It's different for each cocoon. Each cocoon has a different theme and a different vibe and a different fashion style or sub-styles. And they always have like a color that's considered the lucky color, or this is like the recommended outfit, or this is like the recommended, you know, I guess article of clothing or something. And I just feel like that is kind of what it is on social media today anyway. That's what we tend to see when we are looking at things about fashion and about, you know, what clothes to wear. Like, is it aesthetic? Is it not aesthetic? This is the Style Salon, and it shows you the most popular hairstyles that are recommended, that's either trending or ones that they say specifically would look nice on you, or they think would look nice on you to complement whatever outfit you're wearing. Again, like the trend forecast and like this, I don't know how accurate any of that is. I don't tend to follow it because I like how I make my characters' faces look the first time, and I just want to dress them around that. Like, I'll change their hair color, I might change their eye color, but I don't know if I would change their facial structure. Beyond that, you know, for Style Savvy, it felt different because you were working hard to earn an income from your, you know, boutique, or from styling your clients or customers, and that felt, you know, a little more exciting in that kind of way. You felt like you were doing something right when business was ticking up, and you felt like you were doing something to actually, you know, change how a person's day went. You could give them a not so great outfit and they would be like, it's not for me, but I appreciate the effort, and you wouldn't get any money. But in this, like, you're making a look at for anybody, including like the NPC muses or a player muse, and they just have to wear it. They don't say, I don't like this, or this doesn't really match me, or da-da-da-da-da. They might say things like, it's different from what I normally wear, but they never are like awful towards you. At least I haven't had that encounter. Maybe I just get the things that they like more often than other people, but I don't know. You can also take photos with other people's muses too, if you're like right next to them and you're doing a drone camera. But mainly like this, like what you get from playing this game is you get likes, you get influence, you get e-points, you get creative keys, you're raising your brand level, and that, while it could be considered like a challenge to try to do and a challenge to try to accomplish, it's not really something that I personally felt that I had to work terribly hard to do. I think I played this game maybe a total of somewhere between 10 to 15 times, and sometimes my sessions weren't very long even playing. Like, I think the longest I played, where I was just having a time sitting and thinking about it, was maybe 2 hours, might have been my max play time. But I don't feel like you have to work very hard at it. That might be another reason that other people aren't particularly fond of this, you know, game. Because they're thinking with Style Savvy about, you know, the work ethic that you had to have in the game to play it, to get what you needed it to be, is so different than what you're doing here. And this is definitely like, this feels like a collection game. I'm dressing up my muses, and I'm having fun with it, and I'm enjoying myself, but I'm definitely like, if I'm playing, I don't even know if I'm really playing to style other people as much as I am playing to collect different types of outfits for my own like wardrobe, and then if I earn enough creative keys, maybe I unlock another fashion style, or I unlock another you know, clothing type, etc. I feel like I played it more for that sort of enjoyment, rather than like, how is a person going to dress me? How am I going to dress them? That's at least how I felt. And eventually I switched back to playing as my main character. And randomly, I have to stop right here. So I'm gonna pause right here for a second. Okay, I'm gonna pause right here for a second. I happen to, like I said, out of nowhere, just happened to unlock the ability to get platinum and get your platinum trophy. You get different trophies for different things that you accomplish in the game. You can unlock things to different cocoons and such. And that's what I was able to do. So it was really funny how it came out of nowhere. So spoiler warning, like big spoiler warning. So spoiler warning, like when that happened, I wasn't expecting what was about to happen. So if you have not beat the game, if you have not completed the game, if you have not like achieved platinum trophy, unlocked all the cocoons, got your brand level to blah blah blah, got your following to blah blah blah, your influence points to blah 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 blah, don't watch this video. I'll do a jump point to the end where I give my overall like review, etc. and comparison, and I will put it here so that you will know to go to that jump point instead. Alright, so basically I beat the game, and I'm gonna just move my model for a second. When I beat the game, for my character, I got, my little message from the guy, or the person, or the girl, whoever they are, hey, now that you've created something with all this, you get a fucking trophy. And I know at this moment I should be feeling excited. I should be feeling like, wow, I worked really hard. I did something really cool, yada, yada, yada. But honestly, all I could think was, and as I said it before, I've only played this game maybe a total of 7 to 10 times, with a maximum of like maybe 2 hours in a play, enjoying myself and running around and such. But this person was not like a memorable person. They were just, I don't know if they're supposed to be like the representative of the muses and something, but like they're not memorable. They're not somebody I was even like, oh, who are you? They probably were the person who gave me the trophies last time. I can't remember. But you unlock different things. You get different things for the trophies when you earn them, and the creative keys to make more things. But when this happened, all it did was, it said that, and then it just rolled to the credits. It just rolled into the credits, and then that was it. That was all I got. And for me, I don't know, I just didn't really feel anything about it. Now, I did notice that in the credits that these were all muses that I like styled myself. I'm pretty sure that these are just the NPC muses, because I don't see any player character muses as far as I can tell in the credits. So that part, that was kind of like, okay, that's interesting, I guess. So that's kind of neat to see them pop up. I like this, to like see what your fashion styling skills were for making lookits for these muses, but I didn't feel anything. Like, I just kind of was surprised that the game ended, to me, quickly. Even when I was like trying to like just get outfits and get different color palettes and creative keys and unlock different, articles of clothing and things like that, or unlock the cocoons, it didn't really feel like I was doing a whole lot of work. I didn't understand how the like system functioned all that much, or the influence system, worked all that much. I didn't really feel like whatever it was that they were trying to say, like, this is what influencing is like, or this is what trending is like. I didn't experience it. And I feel like they wanted kids mainly, because this game is for everyone, but I'm also thinking about, kids. I was a kid when I got to play the style savvy games and enjoyed them so much. And other people were kids when they got introduced to the game and, enjoyed it so much. And, at the end of it, I just feel like this was trying to speak to people of a certain age, group, or at least a certain, like, you know, generation. And I don't even know if it was quite meeting that either. You know, like, I don't think it was nearly as impactful as they maybe wanted it to feel like or be, or say that, hey, this is something that you should recognize from your, you know, your generation. This is what your generation likes to do, or your generation, like, enjoys presenting themselves as, or anything like that. But that could just be me. That could literally just be me, and it could be me completely. But that could just be me overanalyzing it. I'm thinking about it from my perspective of what I got to experience when I was playing the Style Savvy games. It was just cute. It was just adorable. It was just fun. It was just, you know, what it felt like to me was enjoyable. You know, it felt like I was doing something, I was working towards something, and whatever. But to its credit, I do feel like Fashion Dreamer introduced a lot of different customizable options than we got before in style savvy type games. But the main point of it is that Fashion Dreamer is not a style savvy game. It's not called Style Savvy. It's called Fashion Dreamer. And so if you're like me, and maybe you were like a little disappointed at first when you started to play, it's because it's not going to be the game that you had at that time, or at any point in your life. Maybe you didn't even have it in 2008 when it first all popped off and ended around 2017. Maybe you just, you know, stumbled on it somewhere between those years as an adult, and that's valid. But it's not going to mirror or match whatever your nostalgia or affinity, your fondness for style savvy franchise games is. It just won't. It's a different kind of game. And it's not really my kind of game. It's not a lot of people's kind of game. But it's someone's type of game. And they're having fun with it out there somewhere. I'll pick up my, you know, Switch and I'll play Fashion Dreamer maybe for, like, maybe 2 hours max if I really feel like I'm having fun dressing up my own muses, or collecting outfits, or making, you know, outfits, or designing the showroom. But I don't do it every day, and I don't think that's really a, you know, me trying to say like a negative thing about it or a dig at it. I think this type of game actually should be played a lot more casually. I wish that there was better pacing towards a person achieving all those goals, and maybe those goals don't need to be so easy to achieve. Maybe there should be a little more challenge. Like in the other games, we had contests. We had contests about, you know, how we designed our clients to look, or models to look, customers to look, and that was cool. We had challenges for how we designed ourselves to look, and it was interesting. This game doesn't really have that. I feel like it's definitely kind of just, it's trying to make it be like, focus on the fashion, be an influencer, but there's not really a lot of work into it, at least to me. Maybe that's different for you. Maybe your playthrough was much harder and much more stressful and not as fun and something, but I don't know. I think that this game is what it is, and I can only hope that in the future, if they continue to do updates as they incorporate more fashion styles, more you know, types of, you know, makeup, and types of hairstyles, and etc., that at some point, either in this current game, if this is the beginning of a new franchise with Sin Sophia, maybe there will be a Fashion Dreamer 2. I really feel like they have got to modernize themselves even more beyond just saying, oh look, it's influential. It's influencer culture. You know, they have to do something a little bit more than that. I need them to actually incorporate things like contests, challenges, and income, because I think that's better. I think that's better to have like a currency system to kind of like work on in the game, because that just makes a lot more sense to me. Because how are you getting these clothes other than you're digitally in a world and it's a cocoon? Like, it's cute, it's a cute concept, but still, they have to think about that. And they also have to, above all, please, I am begging, make some fat NPCs, make some fat preset body types for people to choose from to dress their characters in. Fat people exist. This isn't new. You should know that by now. But, you know, that's pretty much it. That's all I can really think about. If you like this video, please consider supporting my Ko-fi. Any donation made there, any subscription made there helps me to make more videos like this and helps me to present more content both here and on my Ko-fi. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. But as sadly as you know, it's time to go. But I hope that we will all play again soon. Until next time, bye, Clados.